Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi and you are watching Sincerely KSO. If it is your first time to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, my darlings. Thank you so much for joining me again today. So most of you might know me from, I see I've gotten an influx of people from my Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, North and South, and next on our list is Bridgerton. I started watching this, I just saw season 1, episode 1, because people were requesting it, but when I uploaded it, no one was viewing it. I remember it getting about 150 views in like a month, and that isn't a good sign with the algorithm. And I took it as a sign that nobody really wanted to watch Bridgerton, so I stopped. It wasn't requested, it was just personal interest and something I noticed from the comment section. So I'm giving it another shot, and I will upload episode 1, 2, and 3 just to see how the dynamics, how it works over on the channel. If it doesn't work, I'll just take it down and leave my reactions for those on Patreon. So that's basically it. With episode 1, like I said, I watched episode 1, and because I was a little discouraged by the viewing, I didn't continue. I got caught up in other reactions that people were enjoying, and I was also enjoying, and I never went back to it. Before I knew it, there was season 2, and I think now season 3, and now I noticed that on YouTube there was one, I think season 4, I saw recently. All right, so let's see how this goes. I will see this through this time, but when I say that, it takes a lot of work to edit these videos, and if I put it out on the channel and people don't want to watch it, it's like additional work for me. So if it's not going to get a good viewing number, I'm just going to watch it and upload it. It's easier for me to just upload straight to Patreon than edit it, go through that stress, and people don't watch it or like it, right? Either way, I want to welcome everyone. I want to welcome the romantic birds amongst us who really supported my enjoyment of Pride and Prejudice, Sense and Sensibility, North and South. And also I've done Persuasion, but Persuasion stays over on Patreon, not on the channel. I really want to thank everyone who's just subscribed, liked, and sent me messages. It's very kind of you. Don't forget to do the same now and share this video. You can share it on your Facebook page, your social media accounts, so that people get to see it and enjoy what we enjoy over here. Okay. All right. So now we go back into Bridgerton. I'm going to watch season 1 again as a refresher before I go into season 1, episode 1 as a refresher before I go into episode 2. All right. Play.
Grosvenor Square. Consider the household of the Baron Featherington. In the household of the widowed Viscountess Bridgerton.
Daphne!
Oh, wow.
Don't hurry up, the guns will Should your brother wish to be obeyed as Lord, where is he, Benedict?
I do not know.
So that Viscountess Bridgerton I never counted 4 boys. Because I saw 4 boys in the house, but in the portrait there were 3. Right? I just noticed that there was a little boy running around the house.
Today is a most important day.
Miss Philippa Featherington and...
Oh, I remember this part. They all tried to walk out at the same time. Bad decision. She doesn't look impressed.
And the young lady's value plummet.
the Dowager Viscountess Bridgerton.
Flawless, my dear.
Flawless. I love that part. I love that part. I remember when I first saw it, I thought it was incredible. First of all, I was shocked that the queen was black. You know what I mean? So I enjoy that different races and royalties of royalties were applied to this. And of course, Daphne's innocent face. She looked like a cute button, her pointed chin. And what else did I think at the first time? I never noticed that the Viscountess Bridgerton had 8 children, because in the pictures there were 3 boys, 3 girls, but around her there's I saw 3 girls coming down the stairs before Daphne appeared. So we'll see that.
Or some such thing. Trust I was astonished Her Majesty offered me out of...
List subjects by name, in full.
Let me see.
Wait.
Well, at least she has one thing right.
Do not be surprised if this Whistledown is revealed to be... And Penelope, put down that book at once. You shall confuse your thoughts.
What? Confuse your thoughts.
Shepherding 4 young ladies through these endless rounds of affairs at the same time. Can you imagine the competition?
Well, how much competition can this cousin provoke? She came of age on a farm. She has a mere 4-figure dowry.
Lord Featherington's cousin has arrived, madam.
The poor are our burden.
She's beautiful.
Good afternoon, Lady
Oh yeah, I remember.
Royal father.
Very kind of you.
Kind of me? You must excuse the disorderliness. Oh, Duke present at tonight's fete. I shall be able to keep.
I must ask you to accept my regrets.
Your regrets are denied.
Well, I suppose a brief appearance.
Excellent. You may leave that to fly.
I must chaperone my sister at the Danbury ball this evening. Ensure her virtue remains free of any kind of defilement.
Daphne is fortunate. Every woman is not afforded such gallant protection.
Well, every woman is not a lady.
Of course not, my lord.
Siena.
The season's opening ball at Danbury House will be on display.
Whoa.
This is what they have been raised and trained for since the spinster.
Oh, I do love to dance. Should you...
Is that not the young lady who was caught with her gentleman last...
Light skirts.
You see, everyone's looking at her because she's been approved by the Queen.
I believe you have already been introduced to my daughter, Daphne, Lord Ambrose.
Yes, we met at your brother's levee.
If I recall, my lord, you had just won your first race at Newmarket.
It's first and only, I believe. She didn't have anything to do with the unpaid balance you left on our betting books winter last. Let us take a turn about the room.
I shall not have you making love with a poet, heaven forbid, nor an eccentric.
Is there a reason I've yet to see you on the dance floor?
All in good time, Lady Danbury.
One of the Bridgerton boys is joining the swarm.
Mom, where are you taking us?
Then I shall fetch you a glass of lemonade.
No, you have already done so much for me.
Small glasses.
Oh, Berbrooke.
Ever since I was a schoolboy and you were.
All but...
Oh no.
Miss Bridgerton.
If you decide an introduction, madam, I do believe accosting me to be the least civilized of ways.
Accosting you?
Surely they will try anything.
Sir, that is not... This is not... What is your name?
Basset. Basset!
Bridgerton!
Come here, old friend. I heard news of your father. Right, Hastings, this is my sister.
Your sister?
Daphne, Hastings and I know each other from one day. Hastings, we shall need to get together properly. I expect to see you at our club then.
She was trying to escape from Berbrooke and he thought she was making an attempt to meet him or flirt with him or something.
I believe Lord Wetherby is looking for you to dance.
Is he?
If only it were not time for us to retire. The most perfect thing for you to do now is not to dance.
Perhaps he is right. Let us go.
Miss, you've already awakened.
I do wonder which gentleman will be the very first to call.
You could not sleep for some reason. All the excitement, I presume. Am I the first gentleman to arrive? How wonderful.
How wonderful.
Mr. Bang.
For a Miss Marina Thompson?
My colorful fashions.
Dearest reader, this author seems our diamond requires a closer inspection. As such, an even rarer jewel.
Should you not be out on your daily walk about the square, dear?
It appears as though it may rain.
And the drawing room at Bridgerton House, currently the season's true incomparable, living under her own roof.
Has anyone else read what Lady Whistledown has written of late?
Should anyone pay any heed to what Lady Whistledown writes of late?
Apparently he's managed our social calendar through June.
He'll be there for the entire season.
The Lord Berbrooke.
Ooh.
Louise, are you not due for a visit with Penelope this morning?
I believe I should like to stay.
I believe you should like to go.
Reminds me of Pride and Prejudice that was attacks her dad. My Mr. Collins. What?
You and I were destined for each other.
Really?
'Tis thee I shall earn. Most wretched sonnet indeed.
Lord Byron, he's not. Lady Whistledown has all but declared me ineligible.
You give far too much credit to some anonymous scribbler. These musings.
I feel like to have one's entire life reduced to a single moment.
Ambitious mammas rejoice that he has no plans of ever marrying.
For every last one of them to choke on their daughter's hair ribbons.
You to claim a wife, Hastings. What of me?
You are the firstborn Bridgerton of a firstborn Bridgerton 9 times over. Where?
As if Lord Featherington would ever allow that.
Will it be just the two of us? Yet again?
Anthony was saying that he has brothers, so there is no need for him to create an heir because the Bridgerton name will still carry on through his brothers if he decides that.
Your Majesty, good evening. You must remember my daughter, Daphne.
Yes. I would like to welcome you both to my box this evening.
Surely another rumour provided by that vicious scandal-mongering writer. His Grace was fortunate to have you there with him as a child, after what happened to his mother. Awful.
He's not what Whistledown writes.
So is Daphne.
It seems the two of them have that much in common then. Matches have certainly been made with far less. Lady Whistledown merely writes what she sees. Perhaps we need to help her to see things a bit more clearly.
The very dish my cook is renowned for.
And for all we know, Whistledown may be some interloper living in...
You've yet to read what Whistledown writes of the Featheringtons, little sister. Perhaps when we travel to our country seat, you would be most welcome.
Gregory, would you stop tossing peas at me? Those peas are already there. You cannot tell me what to do. I am older. And I'm taller.
Children? Do I?
We find ourselves seated beside each other, Miss Bridgerton.
Ever is it possible for a lady to offer anything but a smile while seated beside a... If that were not enough, I am also aware of the things a certain writer has recently written of you. Presumptuous. Clearly. Arrogant, most definitely. You are a rake. And tell me I'm wrong.
Who is to refrain from thinking about whom, again?
I shall have you know.
To marry, that is. Tell me I'm wrong.
You must stay for dessert. It's gooseberry pie, Your Grace.
Ah.
Why is he upset with his mom? She's doing what she's supposed to do to get the girl married. I think the brother is trying to destroy that plan.
I believe the two of you to be friends.
We are good friends, which is why I know he has absolutely no... You would most certainly not have the Duke anywhere near Daphne. And I know you think you are solving the problem, but you are not. And that is all I shall say about the matter.
Responsibility.
Do not make this any more difficult than it already is.
I wish to know something. Relying on your younger brothers to one day do the job that you cannot. You like to speak of responsibility. My dear son. Of duty? Pray tell, what should you know of it? She knows what kind of life, what kind of future awaits her should you continue to get in her way. Are you merely an older brother? Or are you the man of this house?
Maybe the family is even in debt. This way he's paying for her apartment. You know what I mean? How would that happen?
I cannot see you anymore.
Oh?
What shall I do now?
You shall leave.
Be it shame or slander, seduction or
I did not know you would be here.
Sorry to disappoint.
I'm quite enjoying the fact that he is here. Mama would never allow me to wear a dress like this. How convenient.
Penelope, I did not see you there.
I am to escort Miss Featherington to the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, a most merry event is about to take place. It is with great privilege I present Vauxhall's newest.
Is it not the most bizarre? Look, brother, Nigel.
I had to find you a husband, sister. Now, be grateful it is done. It should be just as easy for you to fall in love with Lord Berbrooke as with anyone else.
I will not hear of this.
I suppose I should be happy. Up until now, I've had no legitimate excuse to dispense with you. But when Lord Featherington hears of this recklessness, I would be. Do you even know who the father is?
What I know is that you shall never understand.
What was that?
You shall never understand. Someone like you living this ridiculously charmed.
Whatever are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
Nigel, not now.
Nigel?
My brother, he made a mistake.
King me. I'm your last hope. No one wants you as
I had no intention
of knocking the Klimp flat out.
Him.
If I'm unable to secure another offer, there may be no alternative. I must go this way. You through those trees.
Perhaps there is an answer.
Every presumptuous mother in town will leave me alone, and every suitor will.
Her mother, her brother. Her mother is so happy. She's like, ah. Ooh, I like this Lady Danbury. I believe she's the Whistledown. I do.
Yeah. Closer.
It's an absurd plan.
I find it quite brilliant, provided you do not wish to marry me.
You missed the most remarkable coup of the season. Secured her newfound suitor is yet to be determined. Lady Whistledown.
Oh, she was wearing gloves. She was wearing gloves as she signed on to the parchment. But clearly the voice is Julie Andrews, who I know from Mary Poppins. But the whole thing of the still gets me. Like, I remember when I first saw him getting down from the horse, I thought to myself, like, this clearly is such a handsome man. I'm going to say something about Anthony. Like, while I understand he wanted to be aligned with someone of better parentage or, you know, class, I think that how he treated that lady was just, it wasn't right. It wasn't right at all. He made a promise to her. And, you know, in those days, I even think they said actresses were sort of as, you know, loose skirts or something. But you can see that she really loved him. And, you know, that was a fear of hers, being abandoned. And the way he just ended it, and like he would leave, not even giving her a home, a room, or, you know, something to keep. No, it goes back to what Daphne was saying about women feeling discarded at that time. Who knew? Who would? Your life. You see, with Pride and Prejudice, their lives were not their own. They were led by the men, taught by the men. You know, everything. If the man didn't choose you, didn't pick you, you were ruined. If you didn't get married at this point, you were ruined. If you were caught alone with a man, you were ruined. If you slept before marriage, you were ruined. Everything, breathe the wrong way, blow the air, you were ruined. Fall down in public, that you're ruined. This one didn't see her period. Given you don't want your other daughters to have that reputation, right? And I didn't like the way Miriam also spoke to her, because she should understand the times. Coming into a household who has daughters, knowing that you're already pregnant for another person, you know you're staining the other daughters. But did she have a choice? They probably yanked her from her farm and they said, okay, you're on your first boat to wherever you're going. So
I shall need you to push.
I am going in, Your Grace.
No place for a lady in there.
Someone must be with her. If not her husband, then...
See the head?
Perfect son. Simon.
No, how sad. Is that how it happened for him? Oh, how sad.
There will forever be just two words that come. Well, dear reader, the scandalous accounts from last night's soirée at Vauxhall are quite shocking and delightful indeed. And most uncatchable rake, the Duke.
The Duke rarely smiles.
Daphne has an excellent sense of humour.
8 balls.
No.
Florist in town.
If I were truly courting you, I would not need flowers.
And you must remember, no one could know about our little arrangement. What I know is that even the rumour of my being alone with a man, let alone punching him, will ruin me.
I have no interest in causing a scandal, Miss Bridgerton.
You should imagine with you it comes naturally.
Scandals come naturally with him. He's so handsome. Oh my goodness. Oh.
It's disturbing. Why is Miss Thompson to be kept away?
Because her condition is catching.
Now he straggles about. That's her face, probably. That's her hair. Because some man should like to admire my sister's face and hair and fill her up with babies. Is it your mama? She's not advanced in age? I suppose your father should still want a boy.
It's not my mama. It is a maid.
Which one of your maids is married?
She's not married.
How did she become a child if she's not married?
I do not know. But I will find out.
You must. Otherwise, how can we make sure it never happens to us? We have accomplishments to acquire.
Must be ball Friday, too. Oh, and what about the grand picnic?
We shall see, Mamma.
Let's leave for Bath already.
How does a lady come to be with child? I take it the two of you? No?
Do not look at me. Take our sticks out.
Colin Bridgerton!
A round of fencing.
But the Duke, you already have a caller, dearest.
Well?
Only one present. I wore my satin knee breeches for the occasion. Out of my way at once.
Satin knee breeches. I don't like.
For now, you must go, along with everyone else.
Has anyone truly proposed to me? No. Have I proposed to anyone else? Promising me to Nigel Berbrooke.
Anthony, tell me you did not.
He's a fine choice. I looked into it. The Duke is not a serious suitor. He will never marry.
You will understand. One day you'll be most appreciative.
Lord Berbrooke may not respect a woman's choice, but he certainly will respect a man's. There is only the Duke.
Many as you like, Bridgerton.
To be more precise, great deal goes under mine as quick as mine.
Are you courting my sister?
Should I not be caught?
Is that Berbrooke is a wholly unworthy suitor for Miss Bridgerton.
He's hardly a saint.
You are, and have long been, a good friend, the best. But surely you can understand that family must come before all else.
Let us hear it, boy. Give me a word, a grunt. I shall get a sound from him still.
No.
He's an imbecile.
Your Grace.
He is an idiot! The Hastings name cannot land in the quivering hands of a half-wit!
You can come in. I'm sure there's plenty to spare.
Here they have decided not to send you home to your papa.
I dare say I'm relieved. Our vicar in Somerset was given to hours-long sermons. Sir George Crane sneaked me a wrapped bundle of cake and biscuits. Bundles came to include small notes. We passed tiny missives back and forth for months.
Where is Sir George now?
Spain. He went off to fight with Wellington.
Your condition then, it was brought about by...
Love.
It was love, but she doesn't still understand. You know what I mean? They don't know the bird and the bees, the intimate details of the stick poking.
King. How is it possible that there has not been a single compelling betrothal yet this season?
The lady standing behind the queen will keep standing through the day or evening or whatever it is.
If I'm not to put all my eggs in one basket, I must.
This is royal stationery. She has written to you, my lady.
I am invited to a private tea with the Queen in 2 days' time.
Would it pain you to wear some colour, Your Grace? The London season is already terribly monotonous as it is. Must your wardrobe do the same?
I was told this look is all the rage.
Certainly not mine. Take my arm before you make us late. You are not dead, after all.
My lady, we were not expecting your visit.
Not once seen in London. Your mother would weep to know her dearest friend was a stranger to her son. Well, then why ever are you not in school?
I cannot hear. You just stammer. You can't speak. You're just stammering.
When I was a girl, some centuries ago.
Centuries?
But there is only so long one in a position such as ours can hide. I sharpened my wit, my wardrobe, and my eye, and I made myself the most terrifying creature in any room I entered. And I will help you to overcome this stammer of yours. You will be worthy of the attention you command.
Amazing. And he did.
And we must look like we are enjoying ourselves, as difficult as that may be.
Perhaps I was unclear this morning.
Is it your wish me to insult your sister Bridgerton?
She's a prize I have long coveted. For her beauty, for her grace.
For her powerful right hook.
Are you too friendly with the Duke or simply too intimidated by his rank of...
Easy, Berbrooke. He attempted something last night I shan't dignify with words when your sister plans to face her.
My lord, you must know.
Daphne would have surely told me if this were true. You will never speak to my sister again, Berbrooke.
Well, we are to be married.
We were to be buried if you so much...
What has happened? Brother?
You need not worry about Berbrooke. Sister, it is done.
Despite what you and my brother may think, I'm quite capable of speaking for myself.
Did you see how both men, how Bridgerton and Hastings just approached Berbrooke? Like they cornered him.
Think I shall take the air tonight. Your Grace? I thought this matter's settled.
It was settled, until you had to go and spoil it.
Berbrooke.
But you do not need her. You're a duke. When I am buying a horse, I do not negotiate with the horse.
Should you continue to follow?
Why then have you not asked for her hand? If you are so fond of her and she so smitten with you, why have you not already proposed? Oh, if you have, you must tell me. For if I had already known she was loose and damaged, not intact, I never...
Oh dear, you do not deserve to breathe the same air as her. Now go home.
And you do. I've heard the stories of your father, Hastings. I know how badly he wanted a son. An heir. And I know how badly he tried to get one when it seemed your poor mother could not deliver.
Don't kill him, don't kill him. But he deserved that. That was too much. That was too much. Too much.
May I present Lady Danbury and Lord Basset?
This is a most unwelcome intrusion.
I thought, Your Grace, I beg your pardon.
I am sure you do.
I shan't again.
I wrote to you many times to let you know Did you receive my letters?
You are as useless as your mother proved to be.
Please take this boy and go, please. Yeah, Danbury, take him. You don't let people speak that negative into him. It's look at how old he is now, and he remembers it word for word. Don't let anyone speak like that to your kids. If you see insult coming, stop it. Quickly. There's no need. There's no need at all for that. Too much.
Curious of instruments, heeding neither reason nor rank.
The recipe is my own miss.
Not anything amiss.
No.
It's not the druge, it's the Duke conversation you were saying. You were saying she doesn't want to... Because the writer of the newspaper, the gossip column, is saying, why would someone consider a duke when...
Let it be known, dear reader, that if this bizarre behaving...
I heard she may be courting with bumbling Berbrooke. Quite a good match for her.
Mama, might I go play with Eloise?
Lady does not play, Penelope.
Forgive me, Mama. Might I go promenade for suitors with Eloise?
Very well, then.
permanent for suitors. Oh my God.
But there may be a chance for her to have a happy ending yet, I suppose. She wants to escape to the country where she and her love will marry.
So the woman in the pause. Let me get my thoughts out before they continue, because I can see the brother coming over to talk to her. The woman in the magazine was saying that something must be wrong with Daphne if she isn't already accepting the Duke, or why would she be considering Berbrooke if she has a Duke in arm? That something must be wrong with her, right? Like, who has diamonds, the propensity to get diamonds, and decides to go for wood clippings? You would obviously always take the best. Another thing that I really liked, the part where the father was speaking so negatively about his son, is such a terrible visual of how it's a great visual, but it's a terrible thing to experience. Because it expresses how powerful negative words from the person you're hoping to get affirmation from affects you. Your parents usually are the first people, a father, mother, they see you in the best lights. Like, they're the ones who, when everyone is telling you can't do it, your mom or your dad telling you that you can do it, you feel it does something to your body, does something to your heart. You know, you just feel powerful. You know what I mean? To have your dad, even, I'm sure that stammering Simon had, came as a result of the screaming, the intimidation. When a child is learning to talk, if you keep interrupting the child before they complete their sentences, a lot of times it can cause a stammer. If the child is always afraid to communicate with you, that's why when my children are speaking, I never interrupt them. And I get your thoughts across. If you need to take a moment and pause to think about what you want to say, go ahead. Get back to me. I don't finish their sentences. I'm telling you, if you do it, don't help them out. They can express themselves. Let them never get used to people's speaking over them. No, one moment, I would get my thoughts together and express myself. I can speak for myself. If you give me a moment, I don't rush my sentences. I like to take my time, think about what I want to say, and say it. But when you're over speaking your child, over screaming, how will they express themselves? They can't. They cannot. They are constantly over just wondering, oh my God. Okay. They're barely thinking of what they want to say, and more likely thinking of how you're going to react to what they want to say. And that was the thing with this boy, even when he had improved. And Lady Danbury, he probably, other than the teacher, you know, who was always by his side, telling him that you're frightening him. Other than the teacher, Lady Danbury is probably the first person who spoke words of affirmation into Simon's life, the Duke of Hastings. Like, why? And in those days, women probably could not choose. This woman had maybe difficulty having children, gave you a son, and she died. So I'm so glad Lady Danbury, like that relationship, she's Simon's godmother. She's Simon's mother, as a matter of fact, because she raised him the best. I don't know what her own issue is, because Lady Danbury seems like someone with a hardened person. Like, doesn't she have her own kids? What is her own story about? I'd love to know. But in the meantime, she raised Simon the best way she knew how. You can tell she's not not that she's not feminine, but she's not easily swayed. She's more focused, a logical person. So emotions, while they might be there, and she's aware of society's demands placed on women, there's something about her that is, listen, I don't play with me today. I'm not here for nonsense. You know? Yeah. Berbrooke, that conversation he had with Simon, and that That man was so filthy. Look at how he started. Please, he started out insulting her that if I want to buy a horse, I don't have a conversation with a horse. He said that why haven't you married her? Have you used her? Like, it was just negative. There was nothing in his heart. Even this moment he came, he said, I'm in love with her. I've been in love with her for a long time. I know that I am not. That is more endearing. But it was filth. He has no respect for women. He had no respect for Daphne. He doesn't care. He just like, I must have her. Like she's an ornament. And he went like, no, I have to buy it. I must have her. Please, have you used her? If she's staying to use the... And then before we knew what was happening, he started insulting Simon. Simon said, what is happening? Am I in the twilight zone? What is going on? The face that they planted on you is not enough. Let me finish the job. Let me finish the job. Daphne has a better hook because Daphne knocked him out in one. It took several, but I think that there's a way a man punches you. He wants to keep you awake for the remaining punches to come. So the goal is not to make sure you pass out. They want you to be awake for... listen. That thing he said about his mother and his... That was extreme. And that guy, he should be avoided by every woman because he clearly, Berbrooke has issues.
You should have told me.
Would you have believed me? Did you only change your mind about Lord Berbrooke because another man told you the truth?
You truly esteem me so little.
After I apprised you of my wishes and you proceeded to ignore them. Yes, brother, I do. You are late.
Apologies. Should we rejoin your family at their camp?
Certainly not. It's an absurdity that passes for entertainment amongst men. My cuff, button it.
Berbrooke is...
You've not heard what Whistledown writes of me still? No. Yet have you considered you are not the type women wish to marry?
I do suppose if I were forced to take a wife, you would...
Yay! Berbrooke, what is the problem? Look at your face.
A special license for my wedding to Miss Bridgerton.
There is to be no wedding.
I have told you, the arrangement is cancelled.
Lord Berbrooke, you look in a great deal of pain. Shall we continue this conversation in a...
Care than to encourage certain attentions while alone with me on the dark walk at Vauxhall. Of course, mere hearsay of such a scandal could wreak havoc on even the most influential of families. What would someone like, say, Lady Whistledown do?
What kind of training you think you may have? It is illegal, not to mention positively horrific.
When gentlemen are left with no other choice, mother. When a young woman, let alone one's sister, is rumoured to be dishonoured.
I must marry Nigel Berbrooke. It is the only choice. Rose, can you leave us for a moment? I have taught you to believe that marriage... You will throw yourself into raising your family, and you will find much joy. That is all I hope to one day find. Go on then. Chastise me. Suppose I desire something different.
How do you mean?
Just that I truly believe I am quite capable of something more.
She's to marry. Then you are free to do as you please.
She's coming to see the queen. Look at her handmaid. Every woman has one, the right hand one. Like, remember in North and South, right? That one that followed Dixon, followed the woman everywhere. Do Dixons ever get married themselves, have kids or anything, or their life is in service to their lady? Please let me know in the comment section. How terrible that would be. What is this?
What do you think? Became acquainted with Mr. Mozart when he was not 10 years old. The boy accompanied me as I sang an aria. Because when I choose to extend to someone my favour, I expect them to make good on it. Your Majesty, is this about... Brimsley. Fresh snuff.
Snuff. My grandma used to do.
That one is a terrible gossip.
Brimsley?
If we were to speak freely in his presence, before long, the whole of England would know our business. Would certainly be most enchanting indeed. The glow of success benefited not only the young maestro. Yes, I would.
What?
But what are we to do, Ma? Indeed. In fact, I often say, God did not bless me with another because... Miss Bridgerton, Allow me to set my eyes upon you.
It was a terribly late evening.
All the excitement, I suppose. Yet you must try harder. Yeah. My Nigel is quite discerning. He already turned away many more handsome debutantes, saying, Mother...
handsome.
They believe themselves the sun and the moon, when in truth it is us ladies' maids that do all the hard work. How troublesome could a household be with only Lady Berbrooke and the young Lord Berbrooke to look after?
No, you have no idea.
Oh!
What wonders for me when I conceive my Nigel.
Oh, you could not think I would ask that woman for tea without a thought for
Queen.
you, could you? The help here is everything, as we all know.
She has heard a good deal, in fact. Lord Berbrooke has a boy by one of his maids that he refused to provide for. Sent the maiden...
What women do.
Talk.
We shall talk.
Did you hear?
Every baron has a bastard.
A bastard who sent away before the miss even popped?
Come to this author's attention that the town is abuzz with a most sordid. I would not be surprised if Lord Berbrooke were called a one former maid and young boy, who we can only hope take...
I know society has dictated your present role in this family, Anthony, but with Daphne officially out, I assure you I am more than capable. Perhaps your bride would like the same.
Mm-hmm. Good night. And get on with your own life. Oh, I love how she handled her son. She put him in his place. That just because society has told you that the man in the house, the firstborn man in the house, is the leader, don't think I'm a walkover.
Yes. I am glad this business with Nigel Berbrooke is over for you. You tried to hide it by you're singing to me, but her voice...
I dare say I would be a fool at this point not to be terrified. Barker turns in his woods than we've been taught to expect.
The game of pretend that you feel you must endlessly maintain.
What? What was that, Eloise? Like, you have issues. Why say that? That was a heartfelt... What? So she can't be naturally good-natured. What is that? No, I don't like that she said that to her sister. What kind of relationship is that? Eloise has issues. She has issues with Daphne. You can't say something like that. That was a really nice thing for Daphne to say. That we will find it together. Let's remain optimistic.
And you should know something about me, Your Grace. This is not just about finding the best match to impress Lady Whistledown.
The song. This song sounds familiar to me. Oh?
On one condition.
You do not understand, Your Grace.
That you call me son.
It is perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. Very well.
It's the time we have a family. Children.
Then let us find you a husband.
May I have the pleasure?
Nothing at all. Lady Danbury.
It swells with pride, knowing the Duke you have grown into.
I will never marry. I will never sire an heir. The Hastings line will die with me. Speak.
Oh my goodness. Do you see what happened, you guys? Oh my God. So that's why he doesn't want to get married. He wants to bring an end to the Hastings line. Oh, his father was always so concerned with carrying on his legacy, with carrying on the family name. His father didn't care about him, didn't care about his mother, didn't care about his emotions. He didn't want anything. So his focus was always to rear. It's like cattle rearing. Just have another one so that the name will not die. The name will not be extinguished from, the face of the earth. And what he ended up doing was alienating his only son, so much so now the boy says, rather than I get married, find love. I will never, that it dies with me. And I want you to know that it died. Oh my goodness. That's why when Daphne was dancing with him, he said, I want a husband, I want children. You see his face, he's like his jaw locked. Another thing I want to say about the lady who's confined in, in the, sorry, I wrote it down. In Penelope's house, the Featheringtons, yes. What's her name again? Miss Thompson, yes. So, while she didn't know at the time, because she only found out that she was pregnant when her bedsheet wasn't stained. She found out while she was at the Featheringtons' house. But I cannot blame them for locking her up in a room. We have to think of the times. This woman has 3 daughters. Then one niece one cousin from somewhere comes. This is a stain. This is something that would affect the rest of her daughters. So I actually feel that Thompson isn't taking this as seriously as she should, because she knows she has cousins there. She knows they are not yet married. How is it going to come across if one of their cousins is pregnant? So I think that she should take it very seriously. She should make sure that she's aware of the liability she's sort of brought into this family, and not do anything like try to run out where people will see her and be like, oh my God, did you see how pale she was? She must be pregnant. You know, those days, anything could be anything. The leadership of the first son of the Bridgertons, Anthony, I'm sorry, that man has to really gain some maturity. I love that conversation that his mom had in the, in her resting area room, because I think there is an arrogance with saying, I am the firstborn, I am this, I am that, but not with the sense of responsibility. You're still, gallivanting around. I don't see you doing anything to help the family name. You're probably still living off the financial savings that your father left before he died, because he was a great planner. Your sister couldn't even tell you that a man assaulted her. And Berbrooke must have known that approaching her, because Daphne was on her own, so he must have known that it was not right for him to approach her. It wasn't like she was going around looking for a man to meet in a secret corner. He knew that he could see she was by herself, so he should have said, no, I shouldn't approach her, so that it doesn't stain her reputation. If Anthony had presented himself in society as a man to be feared, that he would not approach his sister, he will not have the audacity to do so. You know what I mean? I think. So, respect begets respect. And the mother in that moment, the advisement, because that was what the queen was telling her, that her servants, Grimsby, if I tell him something, the whole city will know about it. So you stop talking. The queen planted that seed in the mother Bridgerton's Viscountess into her mind, and she ran with it. She ran with it and began to sow those seeds of conversation that would raise, by inviting her, because 2 maidservants, they're together, they're going to talk about loyal. That's why it's so important. Remember that when we were watching North and South, and Dixon saw that man in the street, and that man was like, where are you? She was like, no, I'm here visiting my aunt. And when they wanted to hire someone, when Dixon wanted to hire someone, she made sure she hired someone who didn't have a reputation, always talking. Before you know it, all the family secrets are divulged and they've been sent abroad, right? So that conversation with the first son is like, listen, yes, society has determined that but I am not a walkover. I built this with your father, and he married a responsible woman, a smart woman. Because the mother has seen, well, I know she doesn't know the plan, but clearly the mother and Lady Danbury, they have their own plan, and she can see, because you can see love somehow, right? It might not be obvious to Daphne and Simon at this time, but the elders are watching. And you know, we have that saying, what an elder can see sitting down, a child can never see, even if they climb the top of the tree. So I really like this one. I really like this one. And we're going to go into... this had better be a dream. Of course, it cannot be.
Dearest, a sentiment that is clearly shared by Miss Daphne too, but 3 proposals already this week. I would venture a different conjecture, only suitor of note.
Our plan has worked thus far, but we must continue our...
Girl, you're too happy. Oh my God, you're staring at his tongue and everything. Where is my fan? Pause. The fan has to come out now. Where is my fan? Goodness me. Where is my fan when I need you? I need you. Okay, thank you. I found you now. Okay, now we can continue. She's having dreams already.
Some prince is coming to London.
Then I shall wear my most brilliant dress of all.
All his interest, as it will certainly not be your conversation.
And how long does it take for a letter to arrive from Spain?
Surely he will write back to you soon.
Is he alive?
Or perhaps even better.
Penelope Featherington, what did I tell you about cavorting with the expectant?
Marina's been in here for ages, Mama.
Out. Or to re-enter society at once and find yourself a husband. You'd be fitted for a new wardrobe. It's about time you dressed in the family colours anyway.
Family colors. Your family colors are very nice. They're bright. I see purple, yellow. I like your family colors.
What about the Duke? The Duke has not proposed, Mama. Oh, is that it, Mama? Well, how very simple indeed.
Yes, quite.
Is my general ready for battle?
I was born ready. Call me the general, yet you were the first to draw blood.
This song.
Miss Bridgerton. Must I share your attention with every moon-eyed dandy, Miss Bridgerton?
Only the charming ones, Your Grace.
Every moonlight dancer. A woman wanted to approach him. So he screamed, so they were embarrassed. Oh my goodness.
But there are certainly advantages to both.
My ancestral home is really quite large. Much larger than most others in the area.
After I marry, in fact, my mother will reside with me and my new bride.
Does your father have anything to say about that?
I should think so. It was his idea.
What? He wants to get rid of his wife.
I would not worry, Lady Bridgerton. Look at them. They are clearly attached.
The prince is from Prussia. I don't dare say that I just caught his eye.
Or watches Miss Cowper lowers her eyes. Oh, so demure.
But charmed by her submission.
Precisely.
Help her that her gown is exquisite.
Do you think so?
Prince Friedrich, this is the young lady I was telling you about.
Your gown, it is exquisite.
Because he just joked about it. Perhaps a small one.
That was entirely your fault.
How does one manage that? Miss Bridgerton, might I have this dance?
Bloody hell, see?
You know, you are always welcome here. I know you are used to finer comp.
Not even my finest silks will compensate for that sneer.
Would you prefer to sit around simpering over your needlework or whatsoever
You have
it is?
a fake accent, French accent.
One who will never break his word.
Or prevent you from running up vast accounts of your beloved Modiste.
Or run home every time his mother or sisters have need.
And where might you find such a paragon of dishonour?
I am inclined to investigate the provenance of such lucky dice.
You seem to have done it, Bridgerton. A fool of a lady, and certainly not one such as your sister.
You confound me.
He spotted his girl.
I've often wondered what plays in one's mind when an aria is performed.
Sometimes I think on the meaning. Might I entice you to take in one of my performances sometime soon?
Oh, you can't see that? Tossing and turning.
I thought a bit of warm milk might help matters.
Shall I ring for a servant?
No. Cold milk, then.
Most refreshing given the heat.
Do you know the reason he is so opposed to marriage?
Daff.
He is your closest friend.
In all the 20 years I've known him, he's not mentioned his so-called family even once. You must not concern yourself with his troubles.
Thank you, brother, for the milk.
I have always thought that an appreciation of the arts...
Just stir it back so it doesn't spoil. It's sour.
And this author hopes inspires more newsworthy pursuits. Be recovered from her mysterious illness and...
Upset to get measurements wrong.
Miss Thompson has a fondness for cake.
Prince Friedrich of Prussia has been seen visiting Cowper House all week.
Miss Anna Vaughan speaks several languages, I hear.
Than a decorative object. They're like
human vases.
Miss Marina Thompson, a distant cousin of my husband's.
Miss Thompson, the pleasure is mine.
Entirely.
Marina, Penelope.
Entirely yours. Oh my god.
To be the perfect time.
Miss Thompson?
I certainly was not addressing you.
Such a lovely girl with such an ugly countenance.
And the light? Given the quality, I do wonder why the piece was not skied with the other daubs.
Mr. Granville, why was your piece not skied? It was riotously funny, you must admit.
Were you?
Yes. Seems the art is not the only beautiful thing on display at present. I think you would love the music of Vienna.
Delightful to see you.
Oh, wow.
You are receiving glowing reviews from Whistledown. She knows everything about everyone, even the Queen, and yet we have her utterly convinced that we are mad for each other.
We are awfully clever.
Indeed we are.
We must all start somewhere.
You are not half as shocking as you think you are. It's not at all like the others you donated, is it?
If Lady Danbury is to be believed, this one was a favourite of my mother's.
When I'm all alone, I have not yet spoken to a soul. The others are certainly very grand and impressive, but...
What's that? Cressida swooned.
And Prince Friedrich...
I dare say it was the most romantic thing I've ever seen.
To up our game. No, we'll be straight home tonight instead.
Oh, he's not going to see the actress. She's the one at the opera, right? Oh, he's not coming to see her.
Are you sure there are no gentlemen lingering about the gallery?
And an expert in the art of the swoon. For managing to faint with nary a petticoat out of place is a most coveted talent indeed. Of course, not everyone has fallen victim to the royal fever.
Oh my god.
The Bridgerton girl is the incomparable of the season.
But if this gossip sheet is correct, then her heart is already spoken for.
Her heart is no matter, as long as her hand remains free. Are a prince. Charm her.
Well, you need to be proficient on the pianoforte soon enough.
To get Mama's attentions focused on you instead of me, I might. You wish to follow your heart, and I wish to nurture my mind.
You never see things from my perspective. You are not the only one with troubles, Eloise. You have no idea what it...
What is the name of it?
It does not have a name.
Every song has a name.
It is just a song, Eloise.
Why have you brought me here?
Because I wanted you to see your future firsthand. It's terribly presumptuous of you to think that a visit to this neighbourhood full of... I will not stand silently by while you cut a sham with this miserable prospect you've cooked up in your head. I have written to him beautiful love letters. And has he written back to you? But rare is the man whose love remains true when the consequences of lovemaking...
I say good for the young lady. Perhaps it'll keep that horrid mother of hers off her back.
And so, Anthony Bridgerton,
The prince is looking
serious man that he is,
Prince is
let
looking
a farm
at Daphne.
animal into
He's
your
not
dormitory.
paying attention.
Why ever would you put up with such pranks?
He was my friend. Who do you think ended up helping your brother get the animal back out?
Of course it was you.
Ah, now there is a fine group of recruits.
Physical. Or perhaps intangible. But how can something be both physical and intangible when they are indeed quite the opposite?
I'm laughing at the absurdity of how little mothers tell their daughters.
You tell us nothing. It would be scandalous for a suitor to discuss such things with a lady.
I cannot tell you.
I thought we were friends.
Daphne.
Simon,
It is a natural continuation of what happens at night.
when I am sleeping.
Not when you are sleeping. You do touch yourself.
No, she's no.
You can touch yourself between your legs.
Oh my god. No.
The pinnacle.
No.
Or at least.
No. Don't say that to her. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. She'll pass out right there.
That should help you.
Well, she wouldn't know what it feels like because she's never done it. So, but she should between your legs.
I demand to know that Daphne Bridgerton has caught the attention of Prince Friedrich. And if she loses her chance of such an extraordinary match simply because she is too wrapped up in your charms, and we both know I taught you better than that.
I didn't think it was because when she's talking to Penelope, she's not talking as one that even knows about sex. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Daphne locked her door. She wants to do it. She wants to do it. Oh, between your legs. Oh my god, girl. If you moan, if your mother hears it, you are dead. Girl. And so you do touch yourself, and he didn't even know she did it. Like, she is true and true. Oh, now the musical?
Finished. How lovely. So, I was thinking about us doing something different. Apparently not, if I require your further elaboration.
You now have a bevy of suitors at your disposal. Thus, our arrangement has succeeded, Miss Bridgerton.
Stop calling me that.
It is these very...
Have I done something wrong? I thought you and I were friends.
Now that I have concluded my business in town, I shall be moving on. I suggest you do the same. But our plans to vacate England as soon as possible.
But, Your Grace, you still have some business to be...
I wish to leave.
Something happened, miss.
Leave me be, Rose.
She was singing from her own heartbreak, right? And she captured the...
To what do I owe this unexpected visit? Is the Viscount Bridgerton seeking to escape tonight? As you have already made abundantly clear.
If you were using Hastings in some scheme to vex me, Siena.
And I'm not consorting with any friend of yours because you are jealous.
I'm not here because I'm jealous.
Goodbye, my lord.
I'm here because I miss you.
No, don't take him back. No, girl, you need to make your own way. No.
I shall always be the woman you may love in darkness, but never in the light of day.
Yes.
You have made me promises before, and I, like a fool, believed them. I cannot be your fool again.
Yes, girl. Yes, I support you. No. You can't ruin me. She has to think of her future. Or she's out in the streets. What do you mean? I miss you. Do you know the painful thing about the painful thing about what he did is that not only did he take away his affections, he took away the benefits of his affections. It's one thing for she had made it clear she wasn't having several suitors, so it wasn't like she was taking from Bridgerton, Anthony, and taking from other men so she could save something for herself. She was completely at the mercy and at the in love with him, and she stayed loyal to him pending, because he's not married, he had nobody, so they were truly courting. So maybe not courting because he wouldn't date, she's not of good standing, family repute, all those things that matter. She's no Daphne, right? Clearly he wasn't her first, but the fact still remained that she attached herself to him. He was giving her protection, maybe a monthly or weekly allowance, a home to live in. She didn't have to stay in that place. And when he decided to break up with her, he took everything. So what she had to do, she didn't even have a place to sleep. Look where she went to. She went to the modiste, the tailor. She came in through the back door at night. So when she finishes working, this girl will sneak in because she didn't want to ruin the seamstress reputation that she's housing. Actors in those days, women, when they get older, they're seen as a kind of respectable prostitute. It's true. Even for the longest time in Nigeria, if you tell your mom you want to be an actress, a prostitute. That's how they were looked at. I don't know where that reputation came from. I don't know why, but it is. This girl had no place. And you're coming back to throw her, so she's going to be dependent on you again. It's like giving someone luxury and they close your eyes and they wake up in trash. How do you want her to do that? No, you don't get to use me again. In fact, you should go look for one grandpa-ish guy that would love her, even be probably a widower or someone who just wants only you. And if you can give him 4 kids again or whatever, I don't know, but definitely not Anthony, because it was cruel what he did. He could have still left her, gotten her a small 1-bedroom apartment, paid for it for a year till he was like, you shall leave. Do you remember what he did that night? Even if she's a loose woman or woman of the street, the way she was treated in that morning was like trash. No respect for her, for anything that they shared. What had she done? If she was prostituting or going around sleeping with other men, I would understand the way he threw her away. But she was loyal to you, and you did that to her. So that oh my goodness, if she didn't have her acting job to give her 2 cents or whatever she was earning, and you're coming back, you say, I miss you, when you want. Maybe miss me well. That Anthony, I dislike him more and more with every scene. I'm sorry. I'm not impressed. He's spoiled and he's not even trying to. Spain? A letter from Spain.
Well,
is he dead?
What does he say?
He's married. What is it?
What has happened?
Nothing more to do with me or that he had no part in it.
Oh. Don't shout. Don't let anybody hear from the outside. Close the door.
It would seem our efforts were not in vain.
Wait, what?
Oh, it is quite exact, Ma'am.
If he should return, I can say with certainty he will not be coming to collect her.
He was going to learn the truth about men one way or another, Varley. We have... Lady Bridgerton?
Lady Cup. Well, thank you.
Cressida would never have a hope with the prince if your Daphne went for him. But it is your Daphne who has the face.
Oh, fortune and face. So she's coming to beg Daphne to look the other way.
Can put that dress away, Rose.
Are we not attending the ball this evening?
Here we are.
What is this?
These are names. 14, to be exact, 14 single, eligible young ladies, all from excellent families. Lady Leaworth's eldest miss.
I shall consider your suggestions. Thank you. Was there something else?
What time do you have? At any rate, do let me know who I should introduce you to, my dear.
It rolls right off the tongue, does it not?
Let Daphne just appear now and everything comes to an end. The white and silver, what did she say?
You have been rather reserved all evening, Your Grace.
I have decided to leave England earlier than expected.
Are you feeling all right, dearest?
Exceptionally.
Oh. This one, your forehead. I'm so sorry. The thing she put across is supposed to make it look less ginormous than it really is. So she, you know, like a fringe is supposed to make your head look a little bit, forehead that looks so. So that is her own attempt to. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry, but you were nasty. You're a nasty girl. Oh. Look at the prince. Oh, passing them. Look at Lady Danbury's eyes. Even the queen, when the prince left her.
Miss Bridgerton, I simply must have your first dance.
Oh. 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 Dropping fans all up in here. Dropping pens. What in the world do you think it is?
Even more precious and rare a stone than previously thought. Duke of Hastings, I hear, was left looking rather tongue-tied last night.
Look at the queen is happy.
Of course not. After all, a prince.
Well played, Daphne. Well played. Well played. No. Sorry, Dukey boy. You have to make up your mind. If you want to be bitter with your dad and have that vengeance and thing like that, and love hasn't broken down the walls of hate in your heart, go ahead. But listen, these were treacherous times, I tell you. They were very treacherous times. Women didn't have time to play, to pause, to have a rethink. In the moment it took them to think about what they want, they lost it. Do you understand? So no, Daphne is not going to be anybody's fool. She has sisters to think about and her youth. She's been very clear about what she wanted, and Simon knows well enough that this girl has fallen for him. You can't tell me, with all that experience, you can't tell me he didn't know. But I understand his dilemma. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. But what do you want her to do? What you want her to do is just take it, especially after that rude display. My girl has to move on. And look at the mother. The mother kept looking at it because she's confused herself. And the mother knows that from what she's seen, Simon and Daphne like each other very much. So she's actually taken aback that she's going. That's why she asked her, are you all right? Because daughter now has zoomed into the duty required of her, and she's like, eyes on the ball at this point. I love it. I'm enjoying it. The costume is 100%. The music too is 100%. Love. There's the flair of the music that they're using. It's current, and they found a way to just make it, of the century they were trying to emanate. It's gelling together so well. I actually love the Featherington's color. Bright, boisterous, as opposed to the Bridgertons that are softer silver, paley, sky blue, that sort of, everything's going so well. I love Lady Danbury, and I really think that she's the one, although it's an obvious pick, and usually it is the people that you don't expect that might be whistle down. You know how it's so obvious that it could be, but the reason I don't think it's Eloise is because she didn't know anything about sex, and the person writing seems knowledgeable. Do you understand? Seems knowledgeable, and seems educated as well. and clearly is attending these events because she knows details what's going on during those dinners and stuff. She knows. All right, don't forget to subscribe. On to the next.